I'm Lisa Dempsey, and I've been in strategic human resources and people management for over 20 years now. My career has taken lots of different shapes and forms and has taken me from Sydney to Singapore and Shanghai, Santiago and Seattle. So lots of different geographic territories, as well as a variety of industries, everything from technology, working with the likes of Liberty Global and Oracle, to financial and consultancy services, and logistics and transport with giants such as FedEx and TNT. I was raised in the United States, but have really spent about 99% of my career outside of that territory. So I very much like to think of myself as a global citizen. So have a very diverse perspective on the world and workforces. Currently, I actually have a dual role. I'm on the executive board for the Professional Women's Network, where we focus on promoting gender diversity and gender balanced leadership. And I also have my own coaching and consultancy firm called Leadership Labs. And I work both with individuals as well as organizations to create personal leadership and cultures of leadership. For the purposes of strategic human resources management, I actually prefer to give focus to diversity and inclusion. Equality is incredibly important, but it's mainly a matter of legal compliance, which must be gotten right. That can't be left behind, but it also can't stop there. Diversity and inclusion is a pillar of many human resources functions within multinational corporations. And I'd also like to expand it to include behaviors such as belonging and empathy. Diversity and inclusion really comes to life when the behaviors of belonging and empathy are demonstrated within the business in the day-to-day, both internally and externally. The benefits for workforces are actually huge. Diversity and inclusion not only stimulates better financial results. Some figures from the management consultancy McKinsey have shown that gender diversity can stimulate 15% better financial results, and ethnic diversity can show 35% better financial results. So there really are very tangible benefits to having an inclusive and diverse workforce. But there's also a lot of data points out there that point to diversity and inclusion stimulating tremendous growth and agility in companies. And that, as we go forward into VUCA, the volatile uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity that really most of the modern world is faced in some fashion, diversity becomes an incredibly powerful tool. It is the heart of creativity and innovation. Again, where workplaces where belonging and empathy can be demonstrated, allowing diversity to really come to life, bringing different perspectives and a variety of ideas to the table allows companies to genuinely capture a diverse group of ideas, perspectives, information that will really help them cope with the VUCA environment that we all find ourselves in. There's something incredibly important about creativity and innovation in workforces going forward, and you can't actually unleash creativity and innovation without having diversity in your workforce. A very wise man once said, you can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created it. And that proves true time and time again. Really fostering a culture of belonging and empathy are two really key areas to embracing diversity and inclusion. Creating workspaces where people can authentically show up and bring their perspective. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about right or wrong, it's about bringing different ideas and opinions to the table. Again, this is really where the heart of creativity and innovation lie. One of the challenges to this space is the fact that, unfortunately, we as human beings carry with us a variety of unconscious biases. Some of these are brought in through social circumstances, some through economic circumstances, and some of them are actually, they've been proven to be neurobiological. For example, several studies have shown that a man and a woman can say the same exact words in the same exact tone with the same cadence, and they're actually heard and received by different parts of the brain in both men and women. So there are literally different parts of the brain processing the same information given to us by men versus women. So another really important element to take into account and bring into the fold of diversity and inclusion is educating everybody. So that includes from the executive board down to the reception floor about unconscious bias, that it exists, that we all have it, and encourage people to discover what biases they may have so that they can also understand knowledge is power, and also remember to come into conversations from a perspective of openness and curiosity, so that again you can really foster a culture and environment of belonging and empathy. Remembering as well that each individual has a talent and gift somewhere. It may not show up in the same way, it may not be measurable in the same way as everybody else in the organization, but everybody can add value somewhere. And by allowing space for that to take hold and come to life in an organization will time and time again give your organization much more powerful results than simply trying to ignore it and, again, keep everybody the same and solve the same problems with the same mindsets that created them. The golden nugget that I would hope everybody who studies human resources management could discover and take away for themselves is really discover your own talents, discover your own gifts, and really own them. They are uniquely yours, and never let anybody tell you that you are not enough.